Nothing could have prepared us for the news we would receive on that warm May night. My husband was getting home from ball hockey and called me to the front door. As I was quickly coming down the stairs, I stopped halfway. A padre, a military, and an RCMP officer were standing at our front doorstep. My husband was looking at me with a confused and devastated look on his face. He blurted out that our son had died and then disappeared into the other room. I looked at the three standing on the other side of the door and said, "How can this be?" I showed them our family photo that had just been taken and then squeezed the photograph close to my heart. My husband returned to the front door and demanded answers. Our son was 2 weeks away from his 20th birthday, an honors student receiving an academic scholarship in the military, an amazing hockey goalie, a fantastic drummer. Suicide? I can't remember much of anything after that other than thinking we needed to get our 2 daughters home right away to tell them. As the 4 of us sat alone in our living room in disbelief, the questions flooded in. How? Why? There had been no signs. I would find out. I would get answers. Over the next weeks and months, the answers slowly came. And as they did, so did extreme frustration and sadness. I went from wanting many to know our story to not wanting to speak to anyone. The only places I wanted to be were home, running with my wonderful group of ladies, or in church. But even in church, I sat with my head down, not wanting to catch anyone's eye. I was so frustrated with myself. Why can't you talk to people? Where is your confidence and energy? Why can't you share a smile? Why can't you just lift your head again? And there it was. Lift Your Head Again was born. I started going to groups, writing, blogging, living again. Helping people like me became my focus. I didn't need help. I was brave. I was strong. I was helping so many people, but I wasn't helping myself. 6 years later, I crashed. One morning, my husband found me in tears, and he was able to recognize some important elements I was missing in my life. With our borders closed, I was missing my USA running ladies. They are my tribe. I felt vulnerable and judged by everyone around me. I felt like I couldn't say or do anything right around my friends and my family. I felt very alone. I was gaining weight and not being the best version of myself. I felt broken. I was supposed to be strong, helping others through their grief and struggles. I had to change. I needed a plan. I signed up for a grief writing course to try and rekindle my love for writing. I also joined an online ladies group that supports my faith, my fitness, and allows me to be creative and have fun. Because of that, I have definitely learned to set boundaries with who I surround myself with. I try to stay present with my feelings, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I plan ahead for special days. I now honor my grief when it confronts me. I have more confidence because of my support groups and my family. Slowly, I'm learning how to laugh again, trust again, to lift my head again.